From the movies.
We got these old ass.
All the popcorn you picked up from the floor.
Yeah, that's all. That's in this thing right now. I just went with a little.
That's literally from 3 people that you saw that just dropped. And you're like, okay, I'm waiting for it.
It was from those messy ass people that when you leave and there's freaking popcorn. I'm like, goddamn, dude, how'd you make so much mess?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm one of those type of people too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just like, and sometimes I'll leave it 'cause I'm lazy to go to the trash.
Oh.
At the way out, the trash is right there.
On,
so I'm just like, fuck it. They work here. Let them work. They get paid. That's what they get paid for, right?
And then I walked through. I'm like, goddamn, look at this damn
Look at
pig. They didn't pick the
guy,
shit,
bro. No modesty.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Review Room.
Yes.
I'm joined by actor Joel here from the Pornhub videos from
Kylie Jenner and
I don't know. I couldn't think of any other website. I was gonna start listing websites off and I couldn't think of any.
Oh, I thought you were naming like actresses.
No, actors. No. It's all guys. It's all guys. It's all guys.
No, P Diddy.
It's freaking
Johnny
Sins.
Johnny Sins. Oh hell no, bro, not that guy.
What was that dude? There was the guy from Saving Private Ryan. The Tom Sizemore. I found out that he did porn before.
Shut up.
Yeah, he's a really, really well-known actor.
Damn.
And that dude was freaking clapping cheeks on camera, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, my boy was happy about that.
He gotta make his money somehow. So.
Hey, that's true. You gotta start somewhere, right?
So today, guys, we're gonna be talking about Alien Romulus. I hear the little buttons in the freaking computer and shit.
I was trying to do the alien sound, but it was more of the predator.
The predator sound, yeah. Oh, shit. I'm gonna bass boost that when you do it. Yeah. It's gonna go.
Right. I don't know how you do it. It's like, and then like, have you noticed with the aliens, like their lips are like every time
they
zoom in,
curl their lips up.
And then
it reminds me of those people that laugh with too much gum or like smile with too much gum. I feel like I do that with my upper lip. I'm like.
You're like, that's funny.
And I'm freaking drooling and shit. Like that's the part I hated the most about those aliens. They're always fucking drooling,
huh? It's like, bro, relax,
It
chill,
reminds
bro.
me of those the bloodhounds, the dogs.
Oh,
how they always got freaking drool and shit. I'm like, goddamn, dude, clean that.
Especially when it's like slowly just going down. Like, oh, pick that shit up, bro.
Bro, here's a napkin. Clean yourself
dude,
off, dude.
Fuck, bro.
So I saw this movie when they released. When did this movie release?
Alien Romulus. I would say like a month ago.
Was it a month ago?
Like a month ago, yeah.
So I saw it like a week after it came out. There was still a lot of people watching it.
I bet.
And apparently, it did really well.
It did.
With box office, a lot of people went to go watch it.
Yeah.
And I can see why. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
I thought too.
They did a lot of callback to the old
Ripley,
Alien movies. Yeah, like the whole. What would you call that? Like the same. I guess they're all in the same universe, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like not like a different timeline. It's like the same thing.
Yeah,
just of course.
I feel like there's a section of Alien though where it's like pre Prometheus and like after.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, if that kind of makes any sense, because Prometheus takes place way after Alien, right? Or is it before?
I think it's after.
No,
hold on. No, because remember, isn't that how like the aliens start evolving? Like how
from
they created from that white dude? Yeah.
Okay, so it's a prequel.
So it's a prequel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, but it feels like they're like two separate. Like they were spaced out between like a couple hundred or 1,000 years or whatever.
But it was kind of brought up to the same thing because I like explained to you. But then like it's its own.
Yeah. So I feel like this new movie, the Romulus, fell into the more classic. Like it takes place between 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
Alien and Aliens.
And those were really good movies too.
Yeah. And I really like that this movie they gave off the vibe that it was an old movie. Yeah. Like you straight up feel like it was shot in the 80s. And that other than like some more modern things and that it looks like super HD, obviously because it's filmed with modern cameras. But it had a lot of that aspect of it being the very 80s.
No, yeah, and I agree. Like especially with like how the story, for those who have seen the original Alien movies, you already know the basic of it. Yeah. So it's not like, oh, you're walking to something new, but it's like you watching out from the top of it, or you're like, oh shoot, it's literally just like
that. Exactly. But I do like though that the movie also does stand on its own. Like you don't have to watch the first like 1 and 2 or like 3. You can watch this one and then like, sometimes it gives you interest into like, oh, maybe I should watch the first and second one and to see where the stories connect. But it does stand on its own. And I liked also the aspect of them showing more about the androids.
Oh yeah,
So one of the leads, he's one of those
like Michael Fassbender. Remember, like in
exactly like that. Yeah, and it gave off a different like a different vibe on like a character that's like malfunctioning because that hadn't happened before in the previous ones, right?
No, it happens I think after like he starts like finding out about the ancient aliens. Remember, like in I think was it Covenant or Prometheus or whatever. It's like when Michael Fassbender is one of the androids, and he starts like kind of like betraying the humans.
Oh, where he starts going crazy. Yeah,
he
exactly.
starts like building the eggs and starts dropping them.
Yeah,
he's like the reason why,
like the aliens were created.
Yeah, were created because he started doing all that kind of stuff.
Well, what was up with those freaking white dudes? Those dudes were freaking creepy looking.
Yeah, because he came to their planet, huh? And I think I don't know if it's that one or they showed into the next one where it shows the ship and it drops it, but then I think it's the next movie where they show it's actual Michael Fassbender doing it.
Oh,
he's
doing
the
ship,
causes it. That he drops like those kind of, I think they're like bombs or whatever, right?
Yeah. It's that big freaking. It looked like a donut, right?
Yeah, it looked like the Thanos ship from.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it looked
Infinity
like that.
War. Yeah. So like he pulls up and he's like bye, and these fools thinking it's one of their people.
Yeah, exactly. He's just freaking gonna kill all of them, dude.
You just see them all running and shit.
Yeah. But those dudes were creepy. How freaking muscular they were too.
And tall.
They had like no eyebrows, no hair, no nothing, and it's just freaking black eyes. Yeah. I feel like they should have thrown one of those dudes in this movie too.
Low key?
Yeah.
They should have.
They have him in the freaking.
Homeboy looked like a Squidward when he was all like nice and good looking. Right?
The handsome
Squidward.
Yeah. So this story starts off with two characters that live on the mining colony. The lead was actually the girl from Civil War. Yeah, the annoying one.
Yeah, and she came out in Pacific Rim, which I was just like, oh shit.
I didn't even know that she came out in Pacific Rim until I watched some of the stuff. Yeah, the whack one.
Yeah, I didn't like the second one.
I don't think I saw the second one.
Yeah, you don't want to watch it.
Don't
just
watch it.
Keep it with the first one.
We'll keep it with the first one. So this lead actually wasn't annoying in this movie, and she actually did a really good job of playing a very normal character, like not stupid.
No, I wouldn't say Ripley, because you know how Ripley. I forgot the actor's name, but she kind of was able to fight off, but she kind of hold her own.
Yeah, what was her name? Sigourney Weaver?
Something like that.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. No, definitely she was like the strong lead, and which at the time for the 80s, having a strong female lead was also not a very popular thing. Yeah,
it was always the male.
I think Star Wars was also one of the first movies where like Leia was a really strong female lead.
Yep.
But she played that role. Like I said, it literally felt like if you pulled this movie out of the 80s and you had another strong female role.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like it's forced also, because a lot of people like with political movies, they're like, oh, another female lead or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, she actually did a really good job of like playing the part and being the kind of the protector of the android.
Yeah.
Also, because the android was having some malfunctions, and at first I didn't know he was an android
until
at the beginning. Until they kind of reveal it later on that
I think he's like cut in half or something, right?
Yeah.
And you can see like he's like all cyborg and stuff.
But with the new one, it just looks like it's like her brother, or like, well, I don't know,
or someone
that's related to her, but if he has a mental illness or something.
Yeah.
Because at first he looks like he's kind of
like he's got like little titty.
Yeah. You know? Well, I didn't want to say it like that. Well, I think actually one of the other previous episodes I already said it anyway, so it doesn't matter. And it looked like he was like that slow character, and she was kind of his protector.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to find a way to leave this planet, and something happens with her paperwork, and then she can't leave. They're like, oh, you gotta stay another fucking 10 years, working there 10 years. And they were like, well, there's people dying in these mines, dude. I don't think I'm gonna last another 10 years. And then so she ends up hooking up with this group of people that are kind of like, what would you say, bandits or thieves?
Like rebels.
Yeah,
I would
rebels.
Say.
Yeah. And they come up with a plan to get off the planet. And they're like, oh, there's this ship that's floating up in outer space. Let's go steal that shit. Yeah, let's take it. I think they wanted the cryo chambers. That's what they wanted, right?
Yeah, because they wanted to sleep while they were
going to like some other planet, right? Yeah, just pretty much off the planet. And like it goes with all alien movies, they go into the ship and they're like, hey bro, like all these people are gone, something bad happened here. And
of course they go
and they go look, and then end up releasing or I think actually the alien was already released in there, right?
But they still had the eggs.
And so like those face hugger things, and then the movie spent a lot of time on those face huggers too.
Which is pretty cool though, because they really don't have screen time, and they're the reason why the alien comes out.
The alien starts. And it was kind of freaky where they show that scene where they're like all like on those panels, and they're all just chilling there, and people walking by them like, hey bro, like these things are gonna freaking these
little big ass cockroaches. No one's gonna do anything about that.
It's funny, when I went to the movies the other day, I saw that they have a alien Romulus cup. That thing at the top was fucking nasty, dude.
I would not eat that shit, bro.
Imagine you're gonna freaking sip and it's this freaking thing hanging. You're freaking doming up the.
I'm like, hey bro, how's the movie? I'm like,
you're sitting there with the thing on your face.
I'm like touching this shit.
And so obviously those facehugger things end up getting out. One of the people in that like rebel team end up getting got with one of them things, and then it looks kind of nasty. I don't think in the previous movies they didn't show very graphically how the tube thing inserts into the mouth, right?
Yeah, bro.
This one it showed like you could see that freaking penis going into the mouth.
Yeah, no, literally it's like a penis, bro. Yeah. Like it's like what the fuck. Like first of all, it's like closed, right? Then you
and then it opens and I was like, it's a combination of both. It's both organs and
I'm
shit.
just like, I'm good.
You're Stay like, I'm good. I'm good.
I make sure to wear a mask. I'm like, you can't touch me, bitch.
And so, yeah, the girl ends up getting freaking. They lay an egg on her or something, or I mean, with the facehuggers.
Got pregnant.
She got pregnant without wanting to get pregnant. Mm-hmm. And there is actually also another pregnant character
in there
in the movie. Yeah, it's one of the friends of the lead.
The group. Yeah,
she's like, oh, like I'm pregnant by this dude, and I know this dude isn't gonna be a good dad, so I need to get off this damn planet, dude.
Like, give me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, give me. I don't want to be next to this dude anymore.
Like this is a deadbeat dad.
He kind of was. He's kind of stupid. The character that he played was kind of stupid, and he's the one that kept poking fun of the android. During literally the whole time, that dude was like having a roast session on the android.
And the android's like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, and the android's just walking like, all right, I see you. I remember this. I remember this.
When you get that face hugger, I remember that, bro.
And so, they end up finding like some of the research stuff of the previous team that was there. So at the beginning, they actually show that there's like a scientist team that recovers like a giant egg.
Yeah.
And it's part of the alien that's like still like freaking mummified in there or some shit. And they can kind of, I think it was insinuated that they cloned.
They try to do something with it.
Yeah, that they took part of the DNA to create another one.
Yeah.
And so obviously freaking disarray, everything happens. I mean, I guess we can go into spoilers right now.
Yeah, everything everyone has seen the movie.
Yeah, and so this thing periodically starts killing off all the rebel team. Pretty much, it's like the first girl dies with the freaking the thing coming out when they're trying to get out of the main ship onto their little ship, and I'm surprised the girl in the ship with her didn't die. Did you notice that? Because there was the Asian girl that had the face hugger on her.
Yeah.
And then there was the other girl that was pregnant in the escape ship. That thing popped out and she saw it.
Oh,
and then something happened. I think it was like an explosion or something, and she got knocked out.
Yeah.
And then the alien thing went back into the main ship instead of
unless he probably thought like she was just dead. He's like, okay, like I'm not even gonna touch her.
So what I was thinking was because it's still small, it still can't hunt.
Oh, true.
Very well. It has to wait until it gets like to
bigger,
its final form or whatever.
Final transformation.
Talking back to like the freaking penis and like, did you notice that this movie has a lot of like sexual stuff? Like when
I feel like every alien movie, bro.
Does
like,
it?
I feel like every alien, like there's always a sex scene. Like no matter how many movies, or like someone's naked or some shit.
No, I was gonna say specifically like with the alien's head looking like a freaking big ass dong.
True.
Or like you remember that there's a part where he's kind of coming out of like an egg when he goes into hibernation. It looks like a fucking vagina.
Part. Yeah.
Like a girl part.
I wanted to be, but he was like
a vagina. It was a fucking vaginal canal.
And I'm just like, the private part of the woman.
You're all over here like licking
your
lips.
Nice. I'm like, I know how to look about that part. I'm like this.
Yeah. I was like, I gotta bring a blanket. So
I know. I'm like covering it. I'm like, guys.
I'm pitching the tent right now.
No.
You're like, no. And then one of your homies is like, hey, let me help you with that.
No.
It's
he pops up right now. It's
gonna be Rashad.
I feel his hands over my shoulders. No.
Oh, no.
What are you doing here?
Time for another sex scene in the movie.
Yep.
Yeah. But
part 2.
Yeah, but yeah, so going back to the movie, so this thing periodically starts killing off all the rebel team. Or like the thief team or whatever, whatever.
Like they're banned,
and something ends up happening where the pregnant girl ends up getting a face hugger onto her too, right? And she ends up like speeding up her pregnancy
but it comes out as a
So I'll save that for later on towards the end. But so she ends up getting pregnant, and then I really really liked the escaping scenes from the alien, like specifically the main character with the android. It gave it that feel of Alien Isolation, the game.
Because
they put into concept, which they didn't put before, I'm surprised that they kind of changed that concept around. In the previous movie, they had guns and they shot the guns inside the ships.
Yeah.
This time, when they would shoot the guns, they're like, we can't shoot the guns because the acid will go through the ship,
and then the air would start
it'll depressurize.
Yep.
And I feel like that wasn't an issue in the first and second movie.
No.
Was it?
I don't think so, because I think it was a bigger ship, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, honestly, I'm not sure, but like you'd feel like, regardless of how big the ship is, the acid would still go through.
True.
And they made that a big point in this movie, where there's like a section where they're kind of floating through a hallway, and they have this issue with the gravity, I think, right? That it keeps shutting off and turning on, and where they're like floating through, and they're like, oh, we can't touch this acid or whatever, and then we can't kill this thing. We have to shoot it when the gravity is going off, so that the acid doesn't fall through. And I feel like in 1 and 2, they're freaking shooting the shit out.
They need more mags.
Yeah, freaking.
Give me that light machine gun.
You know that scene from Predator?
Yeah.
When it shows like Arnold and then the other dude just shooting into the jungle. Yeah. That's literally 1 and 2. It's like them going ham on like the aliens.
And Homeboy's on top of the tree, just like, what are you guys shooting
at? Exactly. Yeah. But I like that they put that concept in, actually, because it gives it.
It makes you think.
Yeah, it gives you the feel also of the characters, that they're kind of, even though they have this gun, they're not very strong. And they're like, if we use this, we're going to...
Like, you could kill it, but you're going to die too, because of the acid's going to...
Yeah, exactly. You know? We're going to die in the process.
Yeah.
So it brought it back to me thinking Alien Isolation, because in Alien Isolation, I don't know if you've played it or if you've seen clips, but... your character isn't very strong.
No.
You can't really fight back against aliens. The only option is to hide.
Yeah.
And then until later on in the game, obviously I don't want to give spoilers for the game, but it gives you that feeling of like how strong these things are, and it turns it back more into kind of like a horror movie. Because the previous movies, at least for like Prometheus or Covenant,
it was like all action.
Yeah, it was more action than it was
scary.
And the first Alien movie was more of a horror movie, horror sci-fi.
Yeah.
And this brought it back again to horror sci-fi, where it's like,
which is good.
It's good. It's a relief from changing it into like an action movie.
Yeah.
The other ones were good. I like them, but it's not true to the originals.
And who was the director for this one?
I think it was actually Scott Ripley.
Ripley?
Yeah, was it? I feel like it was him again.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. We have to look.
I'll have to look at it. Yeah.
Let me look it up.
We'll look it up quick, guys.
Yeah, because I feel like.
Because if he did, and it makes sense why, since he did like the first 2 ones were like that.
Or it might have been maybe he was just like a production
assistant.
Yeah.
Or like he was just like hey, okay, do it this way.
No, his name is Fede Alvarez. He was the director. But Scott Ripley was a producer.
Okay.
So I'm guessing he had a say in it. He had.
He did start it, I would say, right? So it's like he's.
Yeah, he's the one that started the original Alien, and it's usually you want the person that created the source material to be working on the project. Kind of like a callback to a different series, Fallout. They brought in the people from Bethesda. They brought in the writers, and the series popped off.
Not like Halo.
There's obviously other movies and other shows where they haven't followed the source material, instantly tanks, and it's because you built this fan base that follows this story.
Yep.
And then they're like, oh, you know what? We're gonna kind of change it, and now the fan base is like, well,
like this is how it goes.
Yeah, this is the rule of our universe, and now you just changed it.
Yep.
And obviously, Alien followed the same rules of the universe, so that's why it did well. Fallout did really well. Last of Us did really well. And it all followed the source material.
Yep.
And I forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, but the writers. Yeah. And so it's good that they brought in Scott Ridley. Scott Ridley?
No?
Scott
Ridley? I think it's Scott Ridley.
Ripley?
No, I thought Ridley was a character.
Ripley's the character. Scott
Ridley. Ridley. Oh,
well, I don't know.
Correct us, guys.
Yeah.
You guys know what we mean.
We'll put the pronunciation in the bottom so you guys see. But definitely it stuck to the source material, and I feel like that's part of the reason why it did so well. And what were some things that you didn't like about it?
So for me, I don't know. I wouldn't say there were parts that I didn't like, because since I just watched it not too long ago, I think I still need to process it, where it's just like okay, now I see why I don't like this part.
Why you don't like this part.
Because like for me, I was just like, damn, like that shit was scary. Like I was like, and I was watching it by myself too, so I'm just like, holy shit, let me just let me watch this and I'm done with it, you know?
Yeah, so like this alien gonna pop out and get me right now.
Dude,
I'm not
like,
paying attention.
Yeah, and like my room was all dark, so I was like, fuck, if I hear the little, I can't make the noise, but
clicking, or you hear
the little fucking thing crawling.
You hear
out.
that?
Hell no. But I think I don't have anything other than I feel like I could have seen more action.
Yeah, more action.
Yeah, more action. I think I could have seen more action. But don't get me wrong, like the horror sci-fi thing, I'm bored with it. I'm not like oh, I always got to find one thing,
Yeah.
But I just feel like for me, because I love action, I'm kind of used to like the Alien vs Predator and Prometheus and all that shit.
Yeah.
So I feel like I could have seen more
action.
More action. But now that you're kind of bringing that up about the whole like we shoot the ship or we shoot the alien and it's like the acid, all that stuff, it makes me like, okay, I see where they're going with it.
Where it's going with the action.
Like they're trying to keep it like realistic. Like, okay, what would you do in this situation if that would happen?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They're in space, so I feel like that. I think if I were to choose something that was just that one, what would say more action?
Be the action. Yeah. So for me, it was actually them bringing back the old android Rook, because I feel like everything was really well up until the point where they did his face tracking, and they kind of did like the deep fake style, where they have another body double and then they put the original Rook's face on him.
Yeah.
And it look. There's some parts where it look kind of corny, where it's like it's like banding, like specifically on his chin. I don't know if you paid attention to that, but his chin kind of sometimes floats a little bit, and it's.
Well, you could tell it's
you could tell that it's a face that was added in after the fact. Yeah. And I feel like when you're trying to pull something off like that, there's movies that have to put in a lot more money. Specifically, which I would say would be like the best one that I've seen so far as like a deep fake was Paul Walker.
Oh yes, with the brother.
At the end of the movie, I wasn't able to tell that was a deep fake.
Yeah.
And they said the production said that they spent thousands and thousands of dollars to make sure that, obviously it's very short, it's only a couple seconds, but it also gives you a perspective of how much money it would have taken to have done it correctly. And
they used the brother, right? Like
they used the brother as a body double,
but they kind of put Paul Walker's features,
specifically with all the camera angles that they had gotten from all the previous movies and stuff like that. They were able to create a face on top of his brother's face. But I mean, I couldn't. And I've gone through that clip, like slow motion, to see if I can see any. Obviously, he's not moving a lot. He kind of just turns his head to the side. And so there isn't like that much like banding. No. It's called banding, where you have like the face kind of warping a little bit because the face underneath is. It's kind of like if you had water on your face.
Too. It's like
And I feel like they could have gone with just doing one scene with Rook really well versus doing the whole section that they did, and then it kind of looked kind of crappy. Specifically because the production design for the rest of the movie,
it was high.
It was top tier. Like it felt like I was watching, like, how they have budgets for movies. I don't know what the budget for this movie was, but it felt like I was watching a $200 million movie. Like where like they spent all the budget for set design, for good writers, good characters, good actors, and then costumes. Going into costumes, did you know that pretty much all of the costumes were all practical effects?
Really?
Very, very little special effects. As far as like the costume of like the alien, that was a dude in a suit.
Are you serious?
That was a dude in the suit.
Tall dude.
No, both of them. The black one and the one at the end, which we're gonna talk about after this. But they were all people in suits.
I know about the tall one. I didn't know about the other one.
Yeah, the aliens. There's freaking photos of the aliens freaking smoking cigarettes on their breaks.
I thought that was like animatronic. No, I mean that's the smoking one.
Yeah, no, there's part with the face that's animatronics.
Oh, okay.
But the lips and stuff like that's animatronics. But there's a dude in that suit.
What the hell?
They have the head. He can move the neck, and then the face is controlled by a dude with a remote and stuff like that. But that's a dude in the suit.
And I think I've seen clips of like behind the scenes where they do like the remotes too with the face huggers.
So those are also were practical. There was a couple sections where it's obviously special effects where they can't get the practicals in, but most of it was practical effects.
Wow.
And then specifically talking about now at the end, where, or closer to the end, I guess you say, the girl that's pregnant ends up having that baby that's freaking mutated and shit because she got the facehugger on her, and it ends up turning into this grotesque tall dude with this weird ass tail,
bro.
And why was he so slimy, dude?
Bro, when I tell you I've never been creeped out.
Yeah,
fuck that. If I seen that shit, I would have killed myself.
It's funny because the first thing when he popped up, I was like, ugh.
No, me too. I was like, what the fuck is that? You know, by looking at it, I was like, bro, there's no way they created that shit.
It looks so freaking. It looked like a combination of the white dude from
the first one,
Prometheus.
Oh yeah.
And then like a regular alien. Like, what do they call them? Xenomorphs.
Yeah, xenomorphs.
It looked like a combination of both. But it just looked fucking nasty, dude.
Bro,
I want to fucking throw up, dude.
Dude, like, and then like his form, I was just like, bro, why are you standing like that?
Yeah, and then he had like long ass limbs, and his joints were like a weird.
Bro, like, since we're getting to that part, right? You know what part creeped me out was the part where like I think it was the girl and some guy, and they're like looking, they're like, what the hell is that? And this was just like kind of like on his knees, face, just kind of creeped out, and I was like, oh hell no, bro. I would have dipped. Like homeboy would have like, hey, so, and I'm like gone, bro. I'm like running down the fucking.
And he was holding on like at a weird ass angle on the
weird
ground.
Angle, dude. And I was just like, I even had to like, I got up from my bed, 'cause I was watching in my room, and I was like,
what the fuck is that?
You know, what is that? Like,
yeah.
Bro,
and the crazy part is that was a practical. That was a dude in the suit.
Yeah, that was a dude in the suit. I did not know that was a dude because I saw the behind the scenes. Homeboy was like,
he just
grabbing his head and he's going like this, and I was like, nah, that's CGI, right?
Yeah, that's CGI.
And then like you see the director getting closer up, and he's like talking to him. I don't know where he's from, but
I think he's telling him the movements. So that's actually Scott Ridley, the one that was telling him the movement. Yeah, about how he was thinking that the monster should move.
Yeah.
And then you see the actor standing tall as fuck,
looking he's just down like at him. He was like, he's like standing weird.
Oh, he's just relaxing. I mean,
just chilling. Like, yeah, but I don't know where he's from. I know he's like he tried playing basketball. I know that for sure. I seen like a little background about him.
I don't know about the character as far as
I did a little quick research of like on Instagram. It came out and he was like, I guess he tried playing basketball, and I think that was in his sport. But then they cut to a part where he became like an actor, like
really?
Where he became like that. I might be wrong, but you know, people they be making videos and shit. Exactly, but that's the only video I saw.
It would make sense because that dude was tall as fuck.
Tall, bro, but really skinny though. Really skinny.
Oh yeah, he would. But I mean, it's like that the basketball player, like physique.
Yeah.
That shit looked creepy as hell, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, I give them top tier because when I saw it in the movie, I thought it was CGI.
No, same.
Yeah.
Same until I saw the video. I'm telling you, and I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah, and I was thinking, so that's where it calls back to like the point where I was talking about. They spent so much on this practical, and then the CGI that they did ended up being so shitty for the face. Yeah, and I'm like
it made up for it.
Yeah, it made up for it. But yeah, that was definitely one thing that I didn't like was the banding. What was favorite character? Who's your favorite character?
You're gonna think it's weird, but it was probably the alien.
Oh, was it?
The white guy.
The white guy? Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, for me, like, watching was, like, satisfying, but same weird, like, creepy. I'm like, I need to see more of you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just, like, invested of, like, I'm creeped out. Like, what the fuck? But I'm, like, at the same time, like, keep going. Keep going, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, yeah, it's just creepy.
Yeah.
And it's something that we haven't seen before. It's something new.
Because, like, I was thinking to myself, what's creepier? The one from the first Alien movies, you know, that baby creature with...
Oh, yeah.
That one? Or this one? I said this one.
Yeah, no, for sure. Hell yeah.
The other one was like, okay, yeah, you're kind of weird and you're ugly, but this one, I'm like, fuck. If I was in a room, I'd be like... Yeah. If I had to choose, I'm going to choose this motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. And so my favorite character was actually the android. The brother, the black guy.
Oh, the black guy, yeah. See, that's the guy I think I was with the girl when they saw the alien, right?
Yeah,
that's
exactly,
the guy.
So I liked him specifically because he has his whole story arc about him being kind of very, very calm because he's like a malfunctioning android.
Yeah.
And then he ends up becoming like sentient, like super smart when he plugs into the original Rook. Mm-hmm. They ended up taking up that little
chip,
that little CD out of his the back of his ear,
Cortana chip.
Yeah. and then he ends up getting super smart, and then he ends up actually becoming the villain.
Kind of how like it is with,
you know, like with Rook, he starts completing this mission.
Yeah.
But then he has a redemption story at the end where like they end up unplugging him, and he ends up going back to his regular self.
Yeah.
And then he's actually the one that ends up taking care of them at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I like his character overall. The actor played a really good job of playing someone that's very timid and very like I would say like I wouldn't want to say useless, but like a dead weight character that like, and he understands that he's kind of holding her the lead like back. He's holding her back, and I don't know. I like this whole story arc. It was really good about how he was like just one of the side characters to almost the main villain
to kind of like, all right, bro,
story, redemption story.
And they seem to do that a lot with a lot of people, like in like good movies and good shows, where it's like you like the character, then he becomes the villain, but then he has a redemption arc where he's like, oh damn, bro, like you deserve that kind of ending.
And you don't expect that from. The reason why I liked it more is because you don't expect that from an android.
No, exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, I see. Yeah,
because it's like you think that like
they're on your side, they're helping, they're the good ones.
They're either the good one or they're the bad one. They're not going through a story arc.
Yeah, exactly.
Like like specifically like in the older movies, right away some of the androids you could tell they have sinister, they're shady, or they're good right away at the beginning. They don't have a in between. Yeah, and this guy went through both.
Yeah, and some like would die for like the main role leader.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
They sacrifice themselves, and you're just like, oh, he was a good android or whatever. But
like call back to Prometheus, Michael Fassbender.
Yep.
Right away from the beginning, he's like, "What's that dude doing? He's shady as hell."
Yeah, like bro, you got something under your sleeve.
He's doing the original ones with Rook. Right, also at the beginning, he was shady as hell.
Yeah.
There was one of the other movies, I forgot which one it was, but he's the guy that ends up getting cut in half and he saves Ripley.
He's
another android
in
too.
the original ones?
Yeah, in the original ones, yeah.
I can't remember that one.
I'm trying to remember what character. It's the guy that I forgot the actor's name. He's a really well-known like older actor in like 80s movies, but that guy right away from the beginning, you can tell that he's a good android. Yeah. They kind of do a thing where at the old movie where they kind of paint him as the bad guy, but the real bad guy is the other android. And this one's the good one. And so I like that this guy went through both.
Yeah.
And he went like into the bad side and went back to the good side again.
Like redemption.
Yeah. So honestly, I would say that's my favorite character. Yeah. All the other characters, obviously, they did a good job, but I feel like he had more
of like the partners, like you earned my respect.
Yeah, because I feel like the lead, she did like her part of like progressing the story, and then all the other people, they kind of just
they were like the side, like the side, or like okay, you're dead, you get to do whatever, you're stupid, whatever.
Yeah, and I feel like this guy had more of like a wider story arc, if that makes any sense.
Like you wanted to learn more about him.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And so, what did you think? There's something that they could do better? Because honestly, I couldn't think of, other than the face thing. I didn't think they could really do much.
I don't know. Like I said, I would have to watch it again for me to kind of, because like when watching the movie like once, I'm like, oh dude, the movie's really good.
Yeah.
But then once we start explaining it, because we haven't talked, we're gonna say it for the podcast.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're gonna say it for the podcast, but like now talking about it, you tell me your part, I'm kind of like visualizing and kind of seeing, and I'm like, that's true.
That does make sense.
Let me go back, watch it again, and kind of point out the stuff, and I'm like, damn, like you were right about it.
Yeah.
For me, no, because like I said, the only thing for me was just the action, and but I like when they still keep it to the originals with the horror sci-fi, and they just keep it going, and they're not gonna go too extreme with fucking ending credit Predator shows up. Now there's an Alien vs Predator Part 3. Like none of that. Like they just kept it to like that's it.
The Michael Bay ending.
The Michael Bay ending. The twitch. Yeah. You see the alien just twitch. And then
Linkin Park song.
It says directed by Michael Bay.
I've seen all those memes of
bro, here as a cat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've seen those and it just makes me laugh. I was like, bro. But for me, I don't think so. Like
no, there's nothing. Yeah, honestly, like I said, other than the face thing, like I feel like they did a pretty good job of expanding the universe while also giving a new story while following to the source material. As well. What was your favorite scene? We'll add this one in. What was your favorite scene?
Favorite scene.
Because I for sure have one that was like the best scene that I liked.
I would say the part, I think she has like this astronaut suit, and I think there's like I wouldn't say it's my favorite scene, but it's like a scene that makes you think like, damn, like she was fucking smart to do that.
Yeah.
When the big tall alien white dude was like, I think like following her, and he was like, fuck this. So he's like, she kicks like some kind of like, I think it's like a bowl with acid or some shit, and she kicks it, and then it makes like the acid part breaks the thing to like trying to kill the monster and thing.
Yeah.
So like I think to me that was like a kind of smart, because like, damn, what would you do in that situation? So I was like, and me thinking like, damn, I did not think that.
Yeah.
First reaction is like, where I need a gun. But of course, if you don't have one, she's like, fuck it. bursting ass is gonna kill both. So like, fuck it, go.
Yeah. So actually, my favorite scene, and it was like kind of like a sequence of a scene, is the whole section where the ship is falling onto the
that's a pretty good one. Yeah.
And it keeps cutting back to inside the ship and back outside. You see the ship getting closer and closer and closer and closer.
You're right.
Until finally it starts touching a little bit, but then she's able to get the ship.
Go back to where the way it was.
Back out of the,
I didn't think about
orbit.
That one.
Yeah, that whole sequence, I really like. They did a really good job of like the ice. I think it was like ice, right, or like crystal.
Some kind of crystal. Yeah, it wasn't like I wouldn't say ice, but I feel like some kind of like the chamber, that little ice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like that whole sequence. And then right at the end, when she's freaking, that dude's holding onto that cord, I think, or something. I forgot. It's like holding onto something like that, and she ends up cutting it loose, and then
she's like, "Bye, bitch."
Yeah, and then he just freaking fell, dude. That was. Honestly, I think that was my favorite scene specifically because they did a really good job of like showing space, the tension of it too. You're like, oh shit, they're about to crash.
And that's what I like about movies where you're just like, fuck, dude. Like it cuts off from the stuff happening to where like you're gonna crash and then go back to what's going on to crash. And you're like, fuck.
You're like, bro, like hurry the fuck up. You don't got that much time.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like the whole part when she kicked that thing, you're like, bro, like. You gotta find somewhere to get out because homeboy's just tall as she's like with
as long as lanky legs.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, what would I do in that situation? Of course, my first instinct is a gun, So like, but when she's like saw the ass and she kicked it, and I think it like made a hole right in front of him, and I think it started like sucking in the air or whatever. I forgot what part that was, but I think it was like towards the end. I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, right. It's when they're in that thing where there's like sand or something inside the bottom of the ship. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Another part that I really liked and would be like my second favorite was the part where she had the gun that was like the auto that had its like auto aiming thing, and
like the aimbot kind of thing?
Where they're going through the tunnel and all the aliens the xenomorphs are coming towards them,
so it's like,
and she freaking just starts lighting them up like the freaking
kind of like
snapping
dead shot, kind of like aiming at them.
Yeah, it's like freaking like an aimbot.
Homegirl had hacks, bro.
And they had like a specifically one shot where it's like a POV shot. Mm-hmm. That was my favorite one, like favorite shot out of the whole movie.
Oh, is it like the gun just showing?
Yeah, it shows like you kind of. It feels like you're playing the Alien Isolation when you have. It's like 2 or 3 times when you actually get a gun. And the way they
sound too.
Yeah, and the sound, specifically the sound, it sounds like a freaking like a Gatling gun on like a plane or something like that. And favorite shot out of. By far that POV shot, because it makes you think like, oh shit, I'm playing the video game now.
And you got your controller, you're like,
and you see the freaking aliens coming in, boom, they get hit, and then boom, they get hit.
That's pretty. Yeah, I do. I agree with that part. Yeah,
that was specifically my favorite shot was that POV one, but like seeing all together was the whole the crystals. Yeah.
So what would you rate this movie?
I would have to rate it pretty high.
Yeah?
I think like an 8.5 out of 10.
Same.
Yeah.
And I'm like. I wouldn't say like IGN. I'm not trying to.
IGN is freaking scores.
They really always 10 out of 10 for every movie.
Something shitty and they'll be like a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. I'm like, bro, come on, give it a lower. But I would say for me like an 8.5. 8.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I said, like I'm still like into the Marvel movies. Don't get me wrong, but like when I'm interested in a movie where it's just like, dude, like this one was a really good movie. Really well directed. Really, actors were good. Like I said, I could have done a little more action, but that's me. That's just me. That's me. Everybody else could, roast me for that. But I like more action. I'm an action type of guy. But yeah, I would say like 8.5.
Yeah, so I would do the 8.5 also because of the face.
Yeah.
Specifically, I think if they would have shown less of the face, it scored a little bit higher. But because that character had so much screen time, I feel like the immersion is there, and then once it kind of shows the face, I'm like, oh, I kind of don't like that.
Yeah.
And then it kind of knocks me out, and then it takes you a couple of minutes to get back into it.
Yeah.
And I think the way that they spaced it out was kind of like the spacing of when he had his screen time was close enough or far apart so that you kind of forget about it a little bit, but then close enough to where you're like recovering from. I'm like, I don't really like that, and it takes me like maybe 2-3 minutes to get back in the immersion because it's really really good.
Yeah.
And then it shows him again. I'm like, God.
You're like, I don't know.
And then back into it again, and I just you're doing this roller coaster of like
of emotions. You're just like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Specifically with the face.
Yeah.
I don't know, but at the same time, I mean, I don't even know if that character's alive. So it makes sense why they put that, or maybe that character is already like 80 years old and he can't play the same character anymore.
True. Then again, actors and something.
Yeah.
Look at fucking what's his name? Oh my God, I'm having a blank right now.
Who does he play?
Indiana Jones. Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Homeboy's playing Red Hope.
Yeah.
And bro was like 90, I think.
Yeah, I don't know why that dude's still here.
Yeah, it's like, bro, what?
Yeah, I saw him actually on the previews for the movie that I saw recently, and I see the new Captain America or whatever walking into the thing, and then he turns around. I'm like, what the fuck is this dude doing here?
Like, bro, what? Indiana Jones is in this one?
I swear, like, he has like a contract with Disney where they're like, all right, we're gonna take you out of Star Wars, but you gotta come in this other movie. Yeah, because you got like 3 more movies for us or something like
bro. Hey, but money's probably good for him though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he doesn't even need the money anymore.
I think he's just doing because he's bored.
I know for sure he had said that he wanted out of Star Wars. It's funny because after going off on the side tangent,
I know, right?
But like after they killed him in the new ones, I was like, oh, they finally got rid of him. And then like in the second and third movie, they had flashbacks.
I know, and he's so pulled up. I was like, bro, I thought you said you wanted to be dead already.
Like I thought you didn't want to come back into the movie.
Homeboy had second thoughts. He's like, you know what?
I feel like they told them, oh, this is part of the first movie too, and they shot all the scenes, and then they put it in the 2 and 3.
Hey. Disney, bro.
He got freaking finesse, dude.
He's like, where's the money for that?
Yeah.
I didn't agree to this part.
But yeah, guys, that was Alien Romulus. Let us know what you guys think about it in the comment section. It's spooky.
And if you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out. Make sure, give us what you guys think in the comments and let us know. Make sure to check out our other episodes as well with, the Blue Room and the other review episodes.
Dude, watch the Blue Room, dude.
Yeah, come on, dude.
These videos pop off, so we might start doing more of these.
Yeah.
Especially with October coming.
Halloween.
Spooktober.
We got the Monster Mash.
So, a little bit of spoiler. We're going to have some stuff coming out for Halloween. If you guys are into scary stories.
You guys into the Halloween vibe, come chill with us. Come check out our videos. We're going to have some little,
Yeah. Think of it
nice
this way.
videos coming out.
Yeah, think of it this way. You guys go camping with us. And we tell scary stories.
So make sure to watch it at night, covered in your blanket with a flashlight.
Yeah, maybe I should upload them at night.
They're gonna be like, "How old are these fools?"
Yeah,
talking about this
I got my
shit.
freaking little blanket and my marshmallow.
I have the light on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my freaking little bowl of when you do sausages and tapatio, I'm
gonna
do that.
Bomb.
I'm gonna do that.
Actually, sounds like a pretty good snack.
Yeah, it's always a good snack.
We're getting off topic.
Yeah, we're getting off topic. Yeah, but let us know what you guys thought about the movie. Let us know what other movies you guys want us to do. We're gonna do a couple more of these now. Yeah.
Let us know what kind of
more movies. Yeah, more Halloween stuff coming up.
More shows too.
More shows. We're thinking about adding another series. I'm gonna try to add in another series about games. We're gonna do games, and then we're gonna do another one, maybe a game show.
That'd be pretty cool. That would really be pretty cool. And you guys come check that out. And we're still thinking about doing little live streams, kind of take you guys around for those who aren't from California, and just show you guys what we do for fun
what we
and
do,
stuff.
and then outside of the podcast here, and then final shout out or final promo, I guess. Knock knock knock.
Yes, so make sure to stay tuned for any other.
Yeah, we're gonna start filming pretty soon. It's gonna be a couple shoots, but it'll be something a little bit different, and it'll be up on another channel. I'll link it to this once it's finally up. Mm-hmm. It's probably gonna be another 2 months before it releases.
Yeah, but give us time. The stuff is expensive, and Eric does all this by himself. So
and we're still in pre-pro. I finally finished storyboarding. I finally finished all that stuff. That'll be coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and then stay safe.
Take care, guys.